Not exactly sure why, but I love this kind of country. Long straight road. I think it kind of reminds me of places I grew up to a certain extent. Las Cruces, New Mexico, and out in the farmlands of Northern California. But it's just an old highway, nice and straight, completely straight, goes on forever, and just flat grasslands on either side, farms. And especially when you get to see the clouds off in the distance. I don't know. I hope I don't drive under those clouds, so I want to stay in the sunshine. Just got some gas at Bill's Service, Raleigh and Oil Company. Got the water bottles filled up. Nora found a rock. And I'm gonna go find somewhere to put my shower bladder out in the sun and hopefully get a shower today. I had to find out where the swimming pool is. I just realized that all the pools are opening up for summer. So all these little towns have city pools that are great to stop at to get a shower and go for a swim. And I don't have my iPhone anymore, so I figured stop at Dairy Queen and ask them for directions, huh?
15 cents. Rusty Halverson, American Ag Network. Easy when they started. 17's too young to know what love's.
What'd you find, huh? Did you find a little field mouse? Did you kill it? Doesn't look like it's moving. I think I found a spot to stop for the night. Right here. On the side of the highway, there's a little auto shop, gas station, all in one store right there. Probably pull over there later on tonight and sleep. And Nora just found more critters to get in. Oh yeah, it's alive still. Not doing so good. I hope it doesn't have a disease. I hope you didn't catch no diseased mice. Probably just scared. She had it in her mouth. That's so gross. Just went in, bought a Mountain Dew, met the owner of the gas station, and he said, met the owner and his son, talked for half an hour. I got a lot to talk about nowadays after traveling around the country, if someone's interested in hearing. I realized. I'll be hanging out here today. They said it's fine if I come over and park tonight. That's what I love about small places in America, is that you can go in, you can talk to the owner of the place, and if you have a unique request or something out of the ordinary, you can't go into 7-Eleven and ask the owner if you can park in his parking lot for the night most of the time, because you'll never find the owner. And 7-Eleven's a big franchise and they got rules that cover the entire country, so who knows what you're gonna run into. But this little cell phone gas station, go right in, talk to the owner, and they're more than happy to have me park for the evening. At least I assume they're happy. And I get to sit beside this field for the rest of the day and do nothing. Hallelujah. Nora's traded in the squirrels for mice. Plenty of room to run out here in the top of North Dakota. I don't know, what would you take? Would you take a house up in the trees by a creek in the mountains? Or a house out in the middle of nowhere? Not in the middle of some farmer's field, but let's say the middle of a desert environment with a few junipers, a bunch of giant rocks and big red bluffs. Is that your house, or is your house the one up in the hills with the green trees and the thick forest? I can't decide yet. I think I'd take both with a camper back and forth, summer to winter. Should have been an Indian. Hanging by the road. Do you like how I narrate everything for you? Honey. You see some serious weather up here, huh?
Yeah, the winters are just brutal. I mean, I'm sure there's colder places, but we had stretches. This last winter was nice. The winter before, we had stretches where it was like 30 below zero for a week. It's different, you know. Like right now, the crops just starting to grow, so everything's just green and.
Oh, you're eating a mosquito. I love this spider. He's eating a mosquito. Come on, you're next, buddy. Watch out. Thank you, sir. It's official. I'm living with the bugs. There are mosquito-eating spiders. Mosquito-eating flying things. Mosquitoes everywhere. Flies. Ticks crawling on me. I think that's a losing battle. Until I change my environment, like driving over to the Badlands in a couple days, maybe tomorrow, and we'll trade those bugs in for some new bugs. Because I'm sick and tired of the mosquitoes and the ticks. I'm ready for some different bugs. The ticks especially. I pulled 2 ticks off the back of my neck. And I've pulled about 40 ticks, literally 40 ticks off and more in the past 24 hours. But it's been a long time since I had dinner under the artificial light. Usually I'm wrapped up in the sack by now, asleep. But long past sunset tonight, I was talking to the gas station attendant, and I'm all aflutter with thoughts and emotions, and a lot of this trip has been playing with and experimenting with disconnecting myself from certain aspects of society, if not society entirely. Not, you know, I'm smart enough to know that I need the collective human knowledge. I say I'm smart enough. I shouldn't say I'm smart enough. I'm not smart. But we were talking about traveling, and you know, this man I was talking to grew up in a gas station as a young kid. You know, he's met all kinds of travelers. So I was old news to him. He said he hadn't met anybody that had been on the road quite as long as I have, which was quite a rewarding compliment for me. But, you know, I was sharing my ideas and thoughts about wanting to disconnect myself from certain parts of society, and we got on the subject of the movie Into the Wild. We both made the compliment the guy was an idiot. You know, because he didn't. Great concept, but inevitably fairly self-destructive because he didn't have the knowledge he needed to survive. He could have moved around to find new food and didn't know his berries quite well enough. I don't know my berries quite well enough, but I would have been able to realize if I was in his situation that the collective human knowledge is a necessity to survival. Everything else that the collective human socio-organism carries is not necessary, and a bunch of desires and habits and addictions. But the basic survival instinct is a collective human cooperative, so to speak, and it has to be shared, and we have to tap into that resource. And, you know, I really do want to, for a time, try completely disconnecting myself. There's a few hang-ups I have, and they're hang-ups I'm grateful for. One is family. I don't want to disconnect myself from my immediate family or extended family. And the other is that collective human knowledge. You know, I need it to survive as a paraplegic. I need it to survive as a human being. Someone had to teach me how to fish. You know, even if I want to go out and live on a sailboat and survive off of fishing and reaping the whatever crops grow on the shorelines from small farmers and villages and natives and wherever I land in port, that's fine and dandy, all, but I need that. I died trying to figure it out myself. I need the knowledge of how to fish, the knowledge of how to work the boat, the knowledge of how to stay afloat, the knowledge of how to find water, the knowledge of how to gain heat, how to gain energy. And so I realize I can't disconnect myself from that part of society, but I can disconnect myself from the society that is, the systems of hierarchy and the systems of ownership to a certain regard, and the systems of environmental stewardship and land use ordinances and collective economics. I want to try and do that. Really try and disconnect myself. See how I feel about life. See what kind of peace I find. I've enjoyed not having an iPhone for a couple of weeks. I've enjoyed not having to stop at coffee shops and upload these videos and then find myself online browsing all the bullshit content that's out there. Still plugged into the car radio. I need to tear my car radio out. All I listen to anymore is country music, though, because that's pretty much what they offer in North Dakota. And it's just good, simple, wholesome stories. So. Still someone else's thoughts. All they sing about is love and country music, and I don't know. Until God comes back and saves us all, good night. Perfect timing.